Hey everyone, here we are making a little answer key for a practice quiz on these fundamental skills with quadratics. It says multiply and put in standard quadratic form. That is ax squared plus bx plus c form. So multiplying, this is all about foiling. So we do the f, the o, the I, and then the last terms, the L terms. So that is 2x squared. 2x minus 3 multiplies to make minus 6x. 1 and x multiply to make positive x. And then minus 3. When I combine these middle terms, the rainbow terms usually combine. 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. Box your answers so it's clear. Go on to the next one. What does this mean? You do not, repeat, do not just multiply that in and square things. You realize that foiling is when you multiply something times itself. So I get 5x minus 2 times itself, 5x minus 2, and I very carefully foil 25x squared. These are going to be the same thing. Negative 2, positive 5, negative 10x, and it happens again. That's negative 20x. I can just do that all at once. And then negative 2 times negative 2, positive 4. Done. Pretty fast. Okay. Factor completely. This means we unfoil. We ask ourselves what multiplied to make these. I look at this number, 55. I write down the things that multiply to make 55. Fortunately, there's not a lot of different things that do that. That makes this easier. Then I say, what add up? Add up, because that's a plus. If that was a minus, it'd be what subtracts to make 16, and we'd be out of luck because nothing does. But here it adds up to make 16. That's a pretty obvious. X plus 5, x plus 11, and we're good to go, okay? Here, what breaks this down, we have to always look at that first number, second number, third number, and see, can we factor out a common, lowest or greatest common factor? And I can take out a 3. When I take out a 3 from everywhere, take that out, it's like dividing. Divide by 3 and I get x squared. Divide by 3 and I get minus 1x. Divide by 3 and I get minus 12. Now I do the same thing. I factor, don't forget that 3. What things multiply to make 12, that subtract to make 1, or add up to make negative 1, that's x minus 4, x plus 3. They multiply to make negative 12, add up to make negative 1x. Okay, so we're on a roll here. We look at this now, graph each using the most appropriate method. This is already factored. So we're going to say, well, that makes it easy. I know that this is 0 when x equals 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, positive 5. Don't be fooled by that negative sign. Ask yourself, when is this 0? When is this 0? That's when it's negative 1, okay? You can count in 3 spaces in both directions, or you can average these, 5 and negative 1. When you add those up, give you 4, divided by 2, gives me 2. So I go here and I make my dotted line of symmetry. Now I just take that 2 and I plug it in. 2 minus 5 times 2 plus 1. You're always going to get the same number. I do the adding first, 3, and this is negative 3. And when I multiply, I get negative 9. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's negative 9. I'm just going to label that point as 2, negative 9. And I'm going to label these points as 5, 0, and negative 1, 0. Okay? If we wanted to find that point out, that would be easy. That's when x is 0. I can plug in 0, and that's going to be negative 5. 0, negative 5. But that's extra work. You don't have to do that. Here, same thing. I'm looking to factor this, though, so I can get it into this easy form. So when I factor x and x, guess what? That was just like this problem on this page. So we've already done that work, making life a little bit easy for us. Plus 5 plus 11 now means that I can say, well, when is this 0? That's at negative 5. I'm going to go 2, 4, 6, 8. There's negative 10. Oops, negative 10. So I'm at negative 2, 4, 5 and negative 11. So I can do negative 5 and negative 11, add them up, negative 16, divide that by 2, I get negative 8. So 2, 4, 6, 8, halfway in between those dots. And then when I plug in negative 8, I get negative 3. When I plug in negative 8, I get positive 3. We're getting lots of 9s here, but that just happens. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There we go. I'm just going to label those points very carefully. Negative 11, comma 0. Negative 5, comma 0. Negative 8, comma negative 9. And I'm good to go. We're in the home stretch. Okay. So these are in vertex form. So these are ones where we hopefully can just get a really good sense of what's going on by looking at the equation. Nothing fancy to do. That negative means it opens downwards. This plus one, we ask, when is that 0? That's at negative 1. So my parabola that starts off like this is going to move over 1 and then down 1, 2, 3. And it's going to open up just like that. I don't have to be perfect. I can plug in a 0 and I get 1 squared. Minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4. Looks like I'm pretty good right there. Oh, it opens down. Look at that. Catch yourself. That's opening down. I was thinking that. See, that is a little mistake. You just cross it out and go from there. I'm going too fast here. But I caught my mistake by plugging in 2 and getting negative 4, and that just didn't seem to be right. So yeah, it opens down because of that negative sign. This would be correct if it was a plus, but it isn't. Now this one, that is a plus, so we know it is opening up. And now I just go plus 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I go plus 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm not going to get too worried about it. It's just opening up from that point, 5, comma 6. Okay, so hopefully that gives you some good skills. Keep practicing. Good luck.